Hi again folks, how you all doing? So here we have a little Bachmann Class 03 Shunter that was sent to me by a chap called Iain. He says that this has been behaving a bit erratically and he thinks it may have both mechanical and electrical issues. So let's see what happens under power. Oh dear. Yeah, certainly has mechanical issues. Yeah, let's shove it into the shed and see if we can see what's up with it. Alrighty-ho then, we'll get a look at this Bachmann 03 Shunter. Nice little model, it's been weathered, needs a bit of a dust. Condition seems okay. Pickups appear to be touching the wheels. So I think the problem with this, certainly when I put it into reverse, it made a horrible sort of grinding sound. So it sounds like the gear's slipping, so we've maybe got a cracked gear or something. We'll find out. Just try to see how we get into this. Just take that coupling off. Yeah, there's a screw in there. Let's see if there's one on the front. No, there's not. There's a hole for one, but there's no screw there. So let's undo that. That screw out. Does this come out now? There we go. So we've got all the electrical gubbins there. The worm gear is down in there. Doesn't appear to be anything out of place there. We'll need to get this underplate off and see what's going on. Lift that out. Don't see anything wrong with the drive gear. I don't see anything wrong with that gear. Looks like we're going to have to take this off. Not worked on one of these before. That motor mount has an awful lot of play in it. I think that may be the problem. That can't be right, but I can't see how it fits in. I really want to get this off, but this screw is not budging. Right, I think cram that in there. There we go. I think that's got it. There. I have noticed when all the Bachmanns I've worked on that they do seem bad for screws getting stripped. So we've got the gears in there. You see the worm gear, and there's a lot of play on that. So I think what's been happening is this is coming up and it's not engaging. The worm gear is not engaging with the gears. So I have to figure out how this is clipping in. Unless I have to remove the motor, and there's a screw underneath the motor. There we go. We can get the motor out. There we go. See? Two little screws. And one of them is not screwed down properly. Is it stripped? No, it's not. But it's not screwed down properly. So either, in fact, they're both loose. There we go. Right, when we've got that out, we'll give it a wee scoosh out. Just get rid of all this gunked up old grease. And might as well give these wheels a bit of a scoosh and clean up as well. And get some piece down in the gears. And we'll try and pop this back in. Get in there. Back in there. Now, motor's not moving. Gears are engaged. That looks good. Pop this back on. There we go. Looks fine now. Chassis a wee bit of contact cleaner. And a bit of a wipe out. Get the manky brush in it actually. The new manky brush. The old manky brush is still missing. Just disappeared. Same place that all my scissors seem to go, and socks, pens and scissors in particular just seem to vanish. Nasty square axle sockets. Come on, get in. The pickups at the front there are worn down. I think they're still making contact with the wheels though, so I think it'll be okay. Screw that down. Wheel seems awful tight. Stick this on a battery. Sort of wants to go. Yeah, it's these, I want to call them cams, but they're cranks at the back there. They just keep going out of sync. If I just undo it. Yeah, there we go. Interesting. Not had this problem before. Okay, I've taken the screw out of this rear crank just so I know it's going to move nice and freely. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, it locks up. That's actually okay. No, it's this side. Alright, okay. Let's take the screw out of this side. I'm just wondering if these cranks are catching on the screw heads. Alright. Put this round this way. Yeah, they're just popping off. I wonder if they're just needing a bit of a clean and a bit of lubrication. We'll give them a wee scoosh. Get rid of any crap in there. And then we'll put a wee touch of grease. Do the same with this one. Okay. Well, that appears to be working. Right, so giving those cranks at the rear a clean, some grease, seems to have done the trick. So they were clearly sticking and going out of alignment, which has caused it to lock up. But that seems to be okay now. Right, I'm going to get the dusty brush onto this body because it's covered in static grass and all sorts. Pop this back on. There's a couple of contacts in the body there that make contact with those bits there and there, which powers the light in the cab. So that should just slot in. Like that. We've got a screw at the back. I'll see if I can find a screw that fits the front. That screws in there. Right, let's see what we've got. Right, I don't have any screws the right size to fit in there, but that's how it was. Right, pop the couplings on. That one on there, and that one on there, and that should be that. There we are. That was a bit of a fiddle. Right, let's go and pull it out the shed. Okay then, here she comes. So there we go, that's this wee Class 03 running okay. Yeah, the motor mount was loose, causing the motor to rise up and disengage the worm gear. The fly cranks, I believe they're called, are a pain in the neck. There's so much play there that from time to time, they're inevitably going to get out of sync to effectively knock the quartering out and lock the wheels up. I've cleaned them and put lots of lubrication between the crank and the spindle it rotates on, and also between the interior of the crank and the fixing screw. That seems to have done the trick, but I bet you anything these wheels will still lock up now and again because of those fly cranks. Nice wee model though. I had a quick check on Bachmann's website to see if spare rods and fly cranks were available, but they don't seem to be for this particular model, just the newer one. It's a pity about the missing window glass on the cab. I did have a look to see if a bit clear plastic could maybe be retrofitted, but getting into the interior of the cab would be far too tricky, and kind of not very practical to do it from the outside. So we'll just leave it as it is. I do like the cab lighting in this, but as ever, it's going to be a fair speed to really light up. I think battery powered interior lights with magnetic switches would be better for DC models, which is something I intend to look into at some point in the future. Alrighto, I shall get this packed up and sent back to Iain. Catch you later, folks.